The story of little Elijah who was wrongfully jailed for touching a white girl. The last innocent night. The rain poured relentlessly over the small southern town of Blackridge, washing away footprints in the dirt roads and drumming against the tin roofs of shotgun houses. It was the summer of 1932, a time when justice had little to do with truth, especially if you were a black boy accused of a crime against a white girl. 14-year-old Elijah Carter had spent the past 3 nights in a cold jail cell, his wrists rubbed raw from the rusted iron shackles. The town's sheriff, a thick-jawed man named Clyde Harper, had thrown him behind bars with no trial, no lawyer, and no one to listen to his desperate pleas. "I didn't touch her," Elijah had whispered through the bars to his mother when they let her see him for a brief moment. "Mama, I swear I didn't." His mother, Miss Reba, had cupped his face, her calloused hands trembling. "I know, baby," she choked out, "but these folks already made up their minds." The girl, Annabelle Whitmore, had been found lifeless in the woods behind her family's estate. The sheriff swore there were signs of a struggle, but no one ever saw Elijah with her. No one cared to ask where he had been or if he had an alibi. A white girl was dead, and in their eyes, a black boy had to pay. The trial, if it could even be called that, lasted less than an hour. The jury, all white men, didn't deliberate for more than 10 minutes before the foreman stood up and declared, "Guilty." The crowd in the courthouse erupted in cheers, and the judge banged his gavel only to silence them long enough to pronounce the sentence, death. They didn't wait. That same night, the town gathered outside the prison, torches in hand, their faces twisted with hatred. Sheriff Harper and his deputies dragged Elijah from his cell and led him to the oak tree in the town square where a noose already dangled, swaying in the humid breeze. Miss Reba screamed, clawing at the deputies as they held her back. "Please, Lord, no, he's just a child." But no one listened. Elijah's knees buckled, and his small frame shivered as they forced him onto the wooden crate beneath the noose. Tears streaked his cheeks, but he didn't beg. He knew they didn't care about his innocence. As the rope was tightened around his neck, a booming voice cut through the night. "Wait." A young man stumbled forward from the crowd, breathless. It was Thomas Whitmore, Annabelle's older brother. He clutched a letter in his trembling hands. "This was in Annabelle's room," he gasped. She wrote about someone who had been threatening her. It wasn't him. It was. But his voice was drowned out by the mob's deafening roar. Sheriff Harper shoved Thomas aside and kicked the crate from under Elijah's feet. The world went silent as the boy's body jerked, then hung still. By morning, Thomas's discovery would be revealed. Annabelle had been killed by a white farmhand who had been courting her in secret. The real murderer had fled town the moment the girl was found. But the truth didn't matter anymore. Elijah Carter was already dead.